Yeah.
You looking crazy.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going on? What's
Welcome
going
to another
on?
live, another Wednesday. Matt, go ahead and bring everybody in. My guys, Chris and Nas. What's up, y'all?
What's
Hey,
up?
No, wait.
Yo, Nas, speak on it, please. Speak on it. Speak on it.
What happened?
First of
Yo,
all,
Max, why you glistening like that, man?
wait, check this
I'm
out.
in Mexico.
He in
You in
8K, bro.
You in Mexico,
I'm in
bro.
Mexico.
What
Yeah.
kind of camera you got in goddamn Mexico, bro?
That's what I'm
He
thinking.
said, "What kind of
about
camera we got
bro.
in Mexico?"
He in 8K right now, man.
Bro, what kind
Yo.
of camera you got, son?
My whole team is on the road with me. So we got everything we need.
God damn, son.
Yeah, hey, Matt. Hey, man. Dave, what's up, man?
Dave, what's up, man? I bought that camera you told me to buy too, bro.
It don't look like
You
that.
say about that camera you talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I'm telling you now, as soon as you get done with your house, allow us to go over there and deck it out for you, bro.
Hey, Cal.
He said he really love you. We gonna take care of that for him, Cal.
Hey, Cal. you are 100% right. I can't even argue with you. I'm trying to get this right, bro. I'm trying to get this right. We're waiting. I move into the new house tomorrow for the first night. The camera should be here next week. Hopefully, Dave and Matt can find time in their schedule to come down and check it out.
It's on our priority list. As soon as we get back next week, we're coming to see you.
All right, bro. Because my stuff is terrible. Thank you, Cal.
Well, anyways, man, I'm glad y'all both can make it here on time with everybody else. What I would like to do before I start off is, where y'all from? Every time I like to find out where people are from. So then make sure you put in the comments where you're from so we can see where everybody's hailing from. Man, I love it because the line of comments just go crazy. I love to see where everybody's from. So anyways, in the meantime, there we go. I guess I can't see the comments.
You gotta click comment. You in the private chat?
Nah, I'm on the comments. I don't see what he's putting up. Sorry, though. Kingston in the house. Joseph, Memphis in the house. Whatever that is in Alabama. El Paso, Texas in the house. Reedsville, 338. You have the street foreign investments. Show me state, Missouri.
Oh,
I
Missouri.
like that. Jacksonville, Florida. Lovely Tasha. Oh, look at him, boy. He got that smile out and everything. Lawrence, Massachusetts in the house. Charlotte, North Carolina. Salt Lake.
Is it black people in Massachusetts though?
Yeah, we deep in Massachusetts, man.
Nah, we're not deep.
Oh, you crazy? I used to live out there. I used to live in Boston. It's deep.
Oh, yes, you did live in Boston, bro.
They just don't put it in the marketing picture,
man. Racism.
Yeah, remember my. Yeah.
Tom, what's good, Tom?
Yeah, you don't put him in marketing pictures.
Tom Crow, what's up? What's up?
That's my guy, bro. Hey, Tom Crow is my cousin. It's FYI.
Tom Crow came in. Oh, Tom Crow, Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Shout out to Tom, bro.
Tom Crow.
I've not spoken in a while, bro, but hey, I hope all is well with you and the family. And I see that the tribe is still up and going and running.
So let me tell you a story real quick. Let me tell you. So when I used to drive for dollars, when I used to wake up about 2:00 in the morning and put out bandit signs, right? Because it was the best time, less traffic where I could stop on the crazy roads. I used to have to listen to podcasts. Podcasts were important to listen to keep you while you were doing it. And obviously one of the best produced, longest running podcasts was Wholesaling Inc. And so just being on Wholesaling Inc., I was able to learn, just really just hear that it was possible. You know how a lot of people doubt that this is possible, but just listening to those guys' podcasts and understanding that these guys were bringing people on their show that were doing good things, it made it seem like it was very possible for me to go out and do the same. So shout out to Tom Crow and his guy that I forget the guy that does the voiceover in the beginning, but Tom Crow and the whole Wholesaling Inc. guys, man.
Yeah, Tom Crow's the man. That's my boy, bro. He's solid, bro.
You said it's your cousin, right?
Definitely my man.
So what's new in what's new in real estate world this week? What y'all guys been having since we last been able to chat?
Man, hey, bruh. Okay, so this seller played me out, son.
What happened?
I love you. I want to hear this because a lot of times we don't get to talk about when we the bad side, the downside of wholesaling. So you said a seller played you. What happened?
For the second time, son. All right, the first time was, let's say 18 and 19, right? Locked the property contract. He had like a 400. I locked the property for like 50. He had like a $400,000 judgment. So against him. So he just went blank, just disappeared, right? So during April, he came back like randomly. Hey, yo, I got 2 properties to sell. I said, yo, you just went blank. Before, the attorney was asking you a question. Oh, I didn't like the way the attorney asked that question. What? Okay. So, I mean, I said, yo, it's the middle of COVID. How much you want for these properties? It was 2 properties inside Charlotte for 120 grand. Now,
why you ain't call me? That's why the deal fell through. You ain't called me.
No, for those who are not from Charlotte, that's like that doesn't happen. That does not happen. Right?
What was his motivation though? What was his motivation?
He's in outside the country. He's outside the country, and I don't think he wants to come back.
He probably can't come back.
I was about to say, it sounds like he can't. If he's selling it for 120, 2 houses in Charlotte, something keeping him out of here, man.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. I don't know.
We're not gonna speak on that part. We're not gonna speak on that.
I know he's very prestigious in his country. He's a very prestigious guy in his country. So, all right. I'm like, okay, well, bro, let me do like 4 months of the contract. He's like, nah, just 30 days because I was like, what about the judgment and COVID? He was like, the judgment might just be on one of the properties I'm taking care of that. I went to the attorney. The attorney said, yo, the judgment is against everything.
Yes, every place you own, if anywhere you own property in North Carolina.
I told him that, but he didn't hear from the attorney. So he like, all right, well, I'm gonna work on it, right? I'm gonna make this story short. Come June, he resolved it and said, yo, well, I sold the other property to somebody else, and I want 10 grand more for the other house. I said, bruh, I said, we got a contract. I said, you know what? I got something for you. I said, yo, nah. I said, bro, he said, nah, your contract expired. I said, nah, we're gonna let a judge decide in court, bro. We gotta go to court. We just have to go to court.
So you filed a memorandum agreement on him?
I filed a memorandum on him, right? That was step 1. So, small world. An attorney who's closing my personal residence on Friday was handling the closing for his other 2 properties. So the attorney emailed me about the other 2 properties, like, hey, I need a termination on these 2 properties. I need you to sign it. I said, oh, no can do. I said I had an active agreement with that. I said I told him I want to deal with this in court. The attorney was like, okay, well, yes, he was like, some title insurance companies are insuring over that. So I strongly recommend you
I hope they're ready to pay for it.
Yeah, it was like, I only recommend you go to you pursue action. I said, all right, I'll plan to do that on Monday, right? So he has a power of attorney that reached out to me. We're almost resolving it, right? So we're almost resolving it. Allegedly, we're supposed to get a deal. I also have an attorney that's going to file the list pending so I can do step 1. And one of the properties are in foreclosure, so he has to do something quick. And from what I heard, the other buyers are going to make him buy them out of that contract so they don't take legal action against him as well. So, but yeah, that's what I was dealing with.
How much would you settle for on the memorandum agreement?
How much would I sell the property for, or
how much would you terminate for? How much would you get rid of the?
Nobody asked me, but I told the POA like, yo, somebody pay me 20 grand, I walk.
I would have paid that.
I'm quite sure you would have. But yeah, somebody paid me 20, I'd walk. But but I told him that, like, yo, look, I can be bought for 20.
You went for less before.
Yeah. Oh man, you said it's all it's gonna take is 20.
I can be bought. They give me 20, I step out the way.
Can I buy your rights for 20?
Absolutely. Well, I got somebody on the hook for a little bit more than that now. So, but
exactly. That's exactly right. That's what I'm like.
Yeah. Now let me say I did reach out to somebody else, right, and that actually went through with this process before, and he was like, "Man, yeah, I had to sue a seller for a specific performance. That's what it's called." And he was like, "Man, it took about 12 months, so make sure the spread is there." And he said that it was he ended up spending around $16,000 for everything.
That's fine.
Yeah.
2 properties at $8,000 in Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer, man.
No brainer, bro.
I don't even care if it's just buildable lots.
Yo, it's a no-brainer. So yeah, I'm like, man, nah, bro. I can't let you get away this time. The first time, I ain't care. This time, you playing me out. So yeah, I had to do what I had to do. That's what I've been dealing with, man. Which I've been. Well, you've been in Mexico. So CJ,
bro, man, I'm tired, man. I just came off a 3-hour call with my students. Shout out to them. We was grinding it out. We were having a heart-to-heart conversation tonight, going over some different things. So I enjoyed that. It was supposed to be an hour and a half. Somehow ended up being 3 hours. I had 5 deals fall apart last week.
5?
5.
Let's talk about it.
Man, it just seemed like it's just one thing after another that caused them to fall apart. Now, I will be clear, we closed a few deals also. But at the end of the day, I'm like, man, how everything just, you know how it is when you got an issue and it seemed like a bunch of problems just stack on top of that?
Always.
Of course. That's what this business is about. We solve problems. Sometimes we get caught in them.
Yeah, man. So I had a lot sold. This is crazy. I've never had this happen, right? So I got a lot sold. And most people don't understand how skip tracing works, right? Like skip tracing, you're just taking different data points and trying to locate somebody's information, right? So I got a lot under contract. I actually got it under contract live on one of my coaching calls for my students, right? Get it under contract, sell it within like 6 hours. Get it sold. I think it's a $15,000 spread. Then I get a call last week, I think last Monday. The guy calls me up and he says, "Hey, I heard you buying my mom's lot." And I'm like, "All right, like what's going on?" And he goes, "It's not for sale." Woo! So I'm like, "Hey, listen." I said, "Hey, listen." I said, "I've spoken with your mother personally." You know what I mean? I said, "We've never met. I'm not sure what you're talking about." I said, "I think you're confused." I said, "She's also getting ready to sell me another property." Right? So the man says, "What other property?" "She don't got any other property." So I said, "Wait a second." I said, your mother is such and such, right?" He said, "Yeah, that's my mom." And I said, "Man, I think you're confused, man." And so he calls me back and he says, "Nah, you're confused." Oh. And I'm like, "Damn, bro." I'm like, "About what?" Like, because at this point, I feel like he's playing my money, right? So I'm like, confused about what? Turns out there's 2 people with the exact same name, all right? Literally the exact same name, middle initial, first name, last name, exact same name. All right. The lady I had been speaking with that we got the lot under contract with isn't the actual person that owns that particular lot.
Wow.
She owns another lot in the county, but not the one that we were trying to buy. Right. So she had signed the contract. It's an older lady, so she had signed the contract. Maybe she missed it, whatever the case might be. So I'm thinking the deal's ready to close this past week. Everything's good to go. I end up finding out we got a contract on a lot with the person who doesn't even own it, but they literally got the exact same name. So then I try to get from the right person, and obviously you know how that probably went. But that was the craziest one from last week.
Wow. So yeah, that's a first for me. I've never had that happen. But I can see how that can happen though.
And it was a common name, but they literally had I don't know if they had the exact middle name, but the middle initial was the same. Mm-hmm. Right. So when we got the data back, we ended up calling the wrong person, but the right person. You know what I'm saying? I've never had that happen, man. It was
right lot, and they're trying to sell you something completely different. That's crazy. I understand. That's skip tracing.
Yeah, so we had to take that L, man. It's all right. You know, it's how it goes. Got to keep it moving forward.
Keep it moving. I think what happens, a lot of people in our industry, especially people that have a social presence, don't talk about our bad contracts or contracts that don't go through. We have quite a bit of them. It happens when you do volume. You're going to see things that just don't work. It's just part of it. Not every contract you sign is going to go through, and it can be for many reasons. Many reasons.
Bro, I had another deal. We had to go look at. We've been dealing with the guy for a while, since 17, and he finally came out and told us what's the issue. Is as a 70,000 $80,000 IRS lien attached. So in his mind, we want to buy the property for 125, but in his mind, he just wants to give the IRS 40 and settle, and that's that. And I told him, sir, that doesn't work like that. You know,
especially when they know you got money coming in,
bruh. I said, in order for them to talk to you, in order for them to negotiate, they're gonna ask to see the HUD. And when they see the HUD and see you getting this, they're not taking 40. I said what they may do is take 60 to 70 for the rest, because they're gonna release the lien on this property, but the lien will stay on any other property. So like you said, those happen as many times, whereas we don't know that information until we start title, and it's like, damn, that ain't going in this month. So yeah.
I need you to do me a favor if you don't mind.
Bro.
Nas, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. All right. So here's what I need you to do for me. All right. I know you're moving Friday. You understand? I know you're moving Friday. You got a lot of stuff to get sorted. All right. What I need you to do, just for me, if you don't mind. All right. I think I speak for the people. All right. Max is speaking for Max as well. Can we call Comcast? Can we just call them? And can we just say, because we getting a new house and everything, new furniture. Everybody ain't seen the pictures, but we seen the pictures. All right. It's nice. Yeah. Can we just call them and say, hey, what's your best internet package?
The best one you got.
Whatever the top package you got, can we just go with that?
Hey, hold on. Let me stop you there. In the new house, I did not do the best package. I did not do the best package.
Yo, let me ask a question though, Nas. Let me ask a question. Yeah. Like Chris said, I know you moving Friday, but previously, like the last couple, like last week was trashed, but the weeks before that were great. Did you happen to call them and lower your internet, like what you got?
That's a great question.
Nah, bro, I did not do that, man. I did call them in some services, but the internet stayed the same.
Oh, they
I don't think they like that.
I don't think they like that either.
So they maybe mess with your internet. It looks like you're on an iPhone 4.5 for SE.
Yeah, son. And this is the Logitech joint you told me to get. I spent $300 American for this, and I'm still ugly. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm gonna have the max glove. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I get the webcam, it's $300.
Hey, listen,
the max glove. You know what I mean? My DM is still dry. You know what I mean? It's still dry, and DM dry.
Who is blowing them up like that?
Yeah, I know. Bro, like, it's not even supposed to hit the phone. Nah, it's like my granite guy. I didn't even call him. He did the granite already.
It's 9:30, man. It's 9:30.
Your granite guy's calling you at 9:30?
Yeah.
I gotta go to my notifications. Y'all talk while I go to my notifications.
All right, can we turn the volume up?
Yeah. Let's cut this video out for a second.
Right, let's give him a moment. What we got in the comments? Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, let's bring up a question, but not. I mean, CJ, well, man, I guess you really already answered that because you already talked about some things your team had to overcome this week. I was wondering what else, your team may overcome on a regular week or things, because we always talk about the pretty stuff of this. What's some of the things that your team has to overcome this week or what it came last week or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. Speaking of teams, right? Like I think managing a team, I think one of the toughest things is keeping the morale up. We're constantly dealing with, especially we got folks working the phones. The phones can be brutal, right? Like if we're being honest, all the money is on the phones. I love cold calling. I think it's the best, but that's one of the toughest things week to week because, when you've got people working on a commission basis and, deals fall through, things fall through, that has an impact on me, but it also has an impact on the person that was sourcing that deal opportunity as well. And in reality has a greater impact on them. You know what I mean? Nas, I think you are back.
But let's just wipe your camera off with your shirt or something. It ain't focused. Let's drop them out. It was chicken grease the whole time.
Oh man, I love this guy.
It was chicken grease the whole time.
Yo,
you in 3K now? You in 3K?
I'm in 3K, bro. Yeah, I don't know.
He's using dorm Wi-Fi.
I'm terrible over here, bro. Like y'all looking crispy as hell, bro. Look at my hair.
I don't even got my setup up. Max is on a different level right now.
Nah, he's at different level.
Max is on a completely different level right this second, right? He got me ready to call Dave. Like, yo, wait a sec. Like, what y'all doing over there?
This is our portable setup. This is a Canon 5D Mark IV.
That's not out of my budget.
Nah, it's not. Just plug right into it. And it's picked no special software to make it recognize the camera. There is.
You need the EOS 3 utility.
Yeah, so Dave has some utility software that you can use that will recognize your camera as a webcam. But y'all don't need that. This is our portable setup.
Tell Dave we talking when y'all get back, man.
I've been talking to Dave. He told me to get this camera. The camera was like $9 million. I ordered it from Amazon. And then I'm like, yo, bro, I'm good, right? That's all I need, right?
You said like, Dave told you to order a camera. It was $9 million?
It was $9 million. So I ordered it.
How much?
3,800 pesos.
He said it was 3,800 pesos.
3,800 pesos, $9 million American dollars. Same thing to me. All right.
Yo, sit up. Just sit up so you just on the level with us.
Yeah, we can't see you.
Bro, I'm not on the level with y'all, obviously. Do y'all see this shit I got going on over there? Like, this shit is terrible, dog. God damn, bro. You got them both over there.
What?
We're supposed to be talking. Yo.
Yeah, we're gonna help you get through this, man.
Thank you, bro.
That's what we're here for.
Yo, they updated my software. My joint is just crazy, bro. Like it's everything. Nothing's going right. You know what I mean? I apologize, guys. I'm bringing down the value of the triple threat wholesaler. But
yes, you are.
Come next.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, somebody said he's sitting on the floor, man. They said nah, sitting on the floor.
Come next week, bro.
All the furniture in the new house, man. All the furniture in the new house.
I got something for y'all, bro. It's decked out, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's decked out. Tell me.
They said you on the floor street.
Yeah, bro.
They said you sitting on books, man, trying to be on camera, man.
Yeah, man. It's rough over here, dog.
Nah,
they said you sitting on the floor streaming right now, bro. I'm crying right now. Y'all need to chill, man. Let's talk about real estate.
Yeah, all right. Let's see what questions we got. What questions we got?
He said, put your camera in some ice, bro. And some rice.
Get rid of the water damage, man. Nah, I had to get you because you was messing with my computer, man.
Yeah, I was. I'm regretting that right now.
I know.
All right. So we back, right? Let's just talk about some real estate stuff. It's easy. So that's for you, Chris.
Yeah, we do mass texting as well. I love cold calling first because when we have a list, we want to try to reach as many records as possible. Cold calling allows you to do that. But you absolutely, if you can take on the capacity of doing it, you want to be texting. Texting is great. We get deal flow from text. But my priority first is cold calling. I think a mistake we see a lot of people make. I had this conversation with my students earlier tonight, that you got to set up your cold calling process before you try to do 2 or 3 different marketing forms. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, we definitely text for sure.
So CJ, is texting in the replace of cold calling?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think that's a good question. That's a lot of confusion I see. You should be making phone calls as well as texting, as well as doing RVM. And it should be happening to the same data. So like, we're not just cold calling a list or just texting a list. We're cold calling it first. We're sending text to that list, and then we're dropping RVMs to that list as well.
And leave this question up, but before we move on to that question, the guy previously stated that cold calling is hard, and the reality it is.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, but it's a craft that once you learn it, I mean, you can make your own money. Like I really don't have to leave Mexico until y'all figure out that COVID stuff in America. I really don't have to leave over here, right? Because I figured out how to be able to pick up the phone, make phone calls, and get money.
Yeah.
So it is difficult, but you should learn it.
You should, but I mean, like I tell people, man, the money's on the phones. Like
always, every deal you have, Vince said, every deal you have will end on the phone. Every
absolutely.
deal will see the phone.
I appreciate you saying that. Please understand, guys, the reason that you're texting is to try to get them on the phone and turn it into a sales call.
Correct.
Like, you're going to end up on the phone. Stop trying to avoid talking to sellers on the phone. And the only way I can rationalize it, you're looking at 3 guys who didn't have anything when they first started this business, except Nas. All right, you're looking at 3 guys who had nothing when they started the business. So the easiest way I can explain overcoming the challenges of cold calling, if making a phone call is in between you changing your life and getting the money that you need to impact yourself, your family, succeed, have the car you want, the house you want. We just talking about the phone and making a call. Pick the phone up, man. Pick up the phone. Like, what's like if it's going to prevent you, like if it's going to allow you to move on from where you're at in your life right now, and you just got to pick up the phone and talk to somebody, it shouldn't be a discussion. Correct. You got to be on the phone.
Yeah, 100% what he said, man. Learning the phone is something that you have to do, and the reason why you have no confidence is because you haven't went out and actually kind of got comfortable with what you're doing. And because you're not comfortable with what you're doing, you don't feel confident getting on the phone and speaking to nobody about it. So that means you haven't put your time in that you necessarily want to get to the level of whoever you look up to, because you simply just don't have the time. But you have to. There's resources out there to help you get better on the phone. I'm not telling you to walk into this blind. There's YouTube videos you can watch. I put up many videos. You can contact CJ. You know, you can hit Nas up. Whatever. We'll walk you through, or we got videos that we can show you that tell you how to get over the fear of making that cold call.
Correct. Hey, yo, let me just stop there real fast. Shout out to Sabbath School. Nas' teeth are so beautiful. I just want to shout that out. You know what I mean? Let's focus on the positive. Show me some love over here in the corner. You know what I mean?
Now that you brought the camera down, and the light that you have is actually on your face, now we can see you.
Yeah.
For a minute, I thought I was. Yeah, see, your teeth is there. For a minute, I thought I was interviewing Tory Lanez with the camera all short.
Yeah, bro. My bad, bro. I gotta learn how to work this stuff, man. All right. Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm 17 from San Diego. I'm partnered with my mentor to do some deals in San Diego. What should I look out for when dealing with partnerships? And what should I start doing my own deals? Okay. I started off with a partner. So can I tackle it first?
Go.
Okay. Right now you have a mentor probably because you're new and you don't know the business, which is fine. I was the same way. So, and I still have mentors. So with that being said, it's good to have to utilize your mentor. What I did was I utilized my partnership with my mentor until I got fired and I needed all the income. And then that's when I ended the partnership. When I was at my job, it was good for me because she could go see properties, she could take up half the work, and I do the other half. So once you know confident on your own, you know you can let go of that partnership. So and then just do it on your own. But congratulations, man, on being 17 and pursuing this stuff, man.
Congratulations on being 17 and even thinking about real estate as an avenue.
Yeah,
That's already gonna put you at start. Crazy. There was somebody else up there, Matt, that said something. I think it was the super chat. Anyways, I guess we'll move on. Hey Max, I think you may have missed my first super chat. What was it?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
All right,
I see. Hey,
Get on topic for a second, man. You know, I bought a bicycle today, so I don't know if you that match, but I bought a bicycle. So, hey, bro, I tried to ride around the block of my new house. I just jumped off the bike and just started walking that joint, bro. I'm rusty.
What happened?
That it had my legs feeling like linguine, dog. You know what I mean, bro? Like that, yeah, that bike riding is serious. I
just bought a bike too. I haven't got it yet. When I get back to America, they're gonna have the bike ready for me because bikes are on back order. Did y'all know that?
Yeah. No, for entry level price, there's a shortage in America. So,
yeah. What kind of bike did I buy?
Specialized.
So I bought a Specialized bike. They call it Specialized. And that joint came with a specialized price too.
Oh, I already know.
Yeah.
I was gonna buy the one with the motor on it that help you pedal.
Oh man,
that's what I should have got.
Nah, but, I ain't heard of it.
Yeah, you got to get it. It's a specialized bike called with a motor on it that help you pedal. So it could do up to 3 times of what your normal speed is. No, 125 times what your normal speed is.
Damn.
Up to 35 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
Hey,
but you have to pedal.
Did you order your bike helmet yet?
I ain't getting no bike helmet yet.
I'm gonna get mine from Amazon because the store they was a lot more expensive. So I'm looking on Amazon, and it's crazy how we adults and we gonna ride with like helmets. I remember when I first moved to my neighborhood, bro. I came out. I was a kid. I probably was 7 or 8, probably 8. I came out with like a helmet and knee pads, no homo, bro. The kids wanted to fight. They just fight. They just drive up. They wanted to fight because I had in training wheels. Yeah, so it was wild. But yeah, now as an adult, we wear that stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, we got to put the helmets on.
Gotcha.
Nas, what's your YouTube, man? Somebody asked for your YouTube.
Real Estate Guru is my YouTube, and I go live on Thursdays. I'm probably not gonna go live tomorrow because tomorrow's moving day. But next week I'll be back on schedule. Hopefully, I can have I'm gonna have a good setup for y'all. Y'all gonna be impressed. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna
following week. Yeah, you're gonna be straight.
Yeah, you're gonna be booming. Yeah, mine is on. I'm on IG. So, Chris on IG Tuesday and Thursday 7:00. My bad. Go ahead.
Now, with some good questions there. Hold on.
Some questions.
First deal story. That's a good question.
Go ahead. What's your first deal story?
I'll start with me. All right, my first deal was I was driving for dollars. It took me 8 months to do my first deal, and I made $2,000 on it, man. So I had to pay my mentor. I took home like $1,300. So, but yeah, it took me 8 months to get to my first deal.
My first deal was also driving for dollars. Just listening to Sean Terry and the guys over at Wholesaling Inc. It really motivated me to go out there and look for something, and then kind of what to look for at the same time. So what I did is I actually went driving for dollars in one of my old neighborhoods, a neighborhood that I grew up in. I'll never forget the address, 114 Flintfield Drive. You know, Never forget it. And I got the deal on. I used to be so what people don't know. Most people don't know. I used to be a real estate agent when I was 21. When I got out the military for the first time, and I knew how to search online. So the county, I knew how to search on county to find records. So I went on county. I found the owner, and the owner said such and such heirs. Well, I didn't even know what the word heirs meant, because black people don't get aired nothing. So wasn't a word I had to learn. So when I found out what it was, I found out that it was also resided in a probate office. So I went down to the probate office, and I asked for the folder of the lady, and the lady was nice to help me, get to that point, and she gave me the folder, and I was able to take a picture of one of the files after looking through the folder, spending about 10-15 minutes looking through the folder, and it had the lady's name and phone number and address on it. I called her when I got in the car. She was interested in selling. She had to speak with her husband. We ended up locking that deal up, I think, for like 30,000, something like that. Can't really remember numbers. Anyways, my first deal listed on Facebook Marketplace, and sold it in 48 hours and made $14,000. And that was my first deal. My second deal I found on Craigslist. That was back, and it's fast. It's crazy how fast this industry has changed, where Craigslist is really not a source for looking for deals anymore.
Not no more. That's done with.
Yeah, not at all. But my second deal was in Burlington, North Carolina. I bought it for I bought it for 10, sold it for 17. No, 17.
That's dope.
What about you, Chris?
I got mine off of a list. Did direct mail, and had no clue what I was really doing. I just figured it out. Probably didn't do everything perfect, I'm sure, but I've been working at the business for 2 years, man, and finally got it to shake together and get a deal done. So it was off to the races from there, for sure.
And for me, it was about 3 full weeks of just, when I say obsessed, I mean every waking moment.
I swear to God.
Every waking moment that I had, I was watching or listening to something that had by wholesaling, period.
That was me.
And in 3 weeks, I was able to find the property. And that was it.
Yeah, because you had your back against the wall.
I had no choice.
Yeah, you had no choice. Yeah, CJ, you was at a low point at your life at that time. And I was at a low point, whereas I was in a situation I didn't want to be in. So and I was like, this is not the end of my life. Like Nasser the Carlson guy. Hell no. So,
I remember that feeling.
Yeah, bro. And it was like, so it's like, man, I just looked up, see people 10, 20 years my senior, and I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna be me. So
right.
I made sure this little thing worked.
I think it's something to be said about when you talked about, like, all three of us, that first deal, we had our back against the wall. It's something special about the pressure that you get put on yourself when you get your back up against the wall like that. Because I mean, at that point, like, you got to make something shake, right? And you got to get committed to your grind. You got to get intentional about the things that you're doing, because there is no, we hear that cliche conversation like, I only got a plan A because I don't believe in plan B, right? Like, we don't all really believe that, but when your back is against the wall, like, the only opportunity you got is to chase a plan A. Yeah. So, there's people watching this, man. They got their back against the wall right now, and I think we're three people that you should be able to look at and see that if you put the work in. And Max, you just said, like, you just went obsessed and got as intentional as possible about the stuff that you're doing. Like, that's
real obsessed.
Like, that's what it takes to make this work.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I tell people, like, there was even a question in the Facebook group. I think yesterday or today, was like, this guy was like, yo, I went down to my probate office and I asked them for the probate list and they looked at me crazy. And I'm like, that's because you heard a hot word from somebody and you went and took some half-ass action and considered that your attempt at trying to do this business. I said, yo, you need to sit on your phone or your computer and you need to research everything about your county and probate. So whatever your county is, probate office, probate records, and research. And you'd be surprised. Most counties that are up to date don't have it online.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're not willing, and that's what happens in this business, and that's why you get a lot of your questions. And I'm not saying asking questions are bad, but there's some questions in here that somebody will ask 50 times before they get an answer. And if they don't get an answer, they won't go out and actually do what they're doing. And that's wild to me, because it's like you got to go out and do it on your own. What we doing this live right now would have never happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago. They weren't doing this. In order to get access to us having a conversation about real estate, you would have had to pay a membership, a mentoring fee, or whatever it was. This wasn't available to us.
Nope.
So people got to stop thinking that Chris, Nas, whoever, somebody on the internet owe you something. Nobody owes you anything. And I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I'm just telling you that if you think that somebody owes you something to get to the next level, you ain't making it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because while you asking for permission, somebody's going up and grabbing it.
Yo, I gotta say something.
Yeah.
I got a guy who DM'd me, right, on Instagram, and he was saying that he's been doing this. I hope he's watching. So he says he's been doing this for a couple of years, but he's only been able to do, I think he said 2 deals, right? He says, hey, man, I'm trying everything. I'm doing cold calling. I'm doing texting. I'm doing voicemails. He says, but I'm in Charlotte. I don't think I'm in the right market because it's too competitive, and I need to look at another market. I feel like I hear that all the time about Charlotte, right? So
he does.
This is what I said to him. So I said, hey, man, I know multiple people that, as well as some of my students that are doing very well in Charlotte. I said, my encouragement to you is to change that mindset, right? His response back to me was that he felt that it was unfair that I spoke on his mindset as being the issue. And it's unfortunate. I'm going to respond back to him. I hadn't had a chance to respond back to him, but it's unfortunate that he felt that way. And the reason that it's unfortunate is because, and we talk about this a lot, right? It's unfortunate because that's literally all that it is mindset. That's literally all that it is. I told my students earlier today on our coaching call that the reason you got to stop worrying about competition and worrying about this, worrying about that, because see, everybody else is doing that same thing. You got to fear getting on the phone. Everybody else also got to fear getting on the phone. So that should tell you all I need to do is just pick it up. Half the people that we see in these Facebook groups and stuff like that, a lot of people ain't even making the phone calls when they saying they're making phone calls. They're saying that because it's cap. It look good online, but they're not really doing it. So like what I'm trying to get people to understand is like just respect the art of doing the work. Get on the phone because most people aren't even making the calls. Stop thinking you're in a competitive market. Every market is competitive. That's the reality. Every single market is competitive.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say that Max wasn't around for this, but Chris, you could probably vouch. So back 2010, 2011, people were saying there were no deals. Then, okay? You talking about then. Fast forward, in a hot market, they're saying the same thing. My point of bringing that up is no matter what, if the market's up, down, hot, cold, warm, soft market, people will say, there's just no deals. There's just no deals. That will always be an excuse in every climate. So Chris is 100% right with just a mindset thing.
Yeah, and I didn't. My bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Because he mentioned.
I was going to say, right? Like, I didn't take his thought personal in any type of way. It just reminded me like our responsibility and the work that we're trying to do. The reason we're taking time at 9:00 at night to do this live, for example, is really to show you guys that we haven't figured out nothing special. Like we there's no secret sauce, there's no secret formula. We're just doing the work, and we're all okay with failing, and then figuring it out once we fail. Like we're all okay with that, right? And so what we want y'all to understand is get to a space of just being willing to fail forward and just go do the work.
I swear to God. And let me just say this, right? Me and CJ, we go back some years. You know, I tell people he's my eldest son. So, you know, with that being said, me and CJ actually talked about doing something like this years ago, when unfortunately wasn't no Max around. Like, if Max wasn't a giver, this wouldn't be going on. Like, Max is in Mexico doing this show. If I was in Mexico, this show would have been canceled.
It's beautiful. It's the oceans right here.
Ocean right there and everything. But
now, we gotta speak on that, man. He taking time from his vacation.
Right.
We're not getting paid to do this tonight.
Yeah. Like, like I was ready. Like, I'm thinking, okay, well, Max is in Mexico. I could just finish out packing up some boxes. So yeah, I ain't got to worry about it. We in the group chat like, yo,
you see, I sent the message to check, right? I'm like,
yo, you in Mexico, dog? Like, yo, but yeah, no, but he's yeah, but CJ and I, we were plugged in with some guys that were, you know, on the education side. Nobody was as big as Max, but nobody wanted to do this. So y'all should be very thankful that this man is taking time out. Now all three of us are taking time.
But yeah, Nas, I don't even think it's just me. I think it's just that putting together these, all of us and everybody that comes on the show and Justin events and people that get like this wasn't happening before. I don't think y'all understand that. Like this type of free education, this type of giveaway wasn't happening. So now that it's happening, take advantage of it while it's still here to take advantage of. Because eventually I'm going to move on. I just hate to tell you that. I'm going to move on to building high rises and shopping centers and apartment complexes. I'm not going to have time to sit here and do these videos. And the same with the rest of these guys. And I'm not saying that in a like conceited way, but take advantage of what's going on right now. It's a great time. Wealth transfer is happening right now. You need to be a part of this, because if not, you're going to look back and be like, damn, I remember back 2020 when everybody was able to get money and I thought wholesaling was too saturated in my market and I did nothing. That same house I could have bought right there for 220 is now 700,000. You don't think it happened? Ask about Nas in Charlotte in those hood houses that you can pick up for 30, 40,000. That's selling for 240, 300,000 right now.
Listen, that's some cold game right there. All right. That's some cold game. There's not a worse feeling. And I've bought a lot of property in the last 10 years, a lot. All right. There's not a worse feeling than knowing that you should be in an area, in a neighborhood or somewhere doing something. And I've been guilty of it too. And this is why I'm saying this, right?
In my short amount of time.
Yeah. Like then you a couple of years go by and you like, wait, hold up. Them joints was going for 15 and now they going for 150 a pop.
I swear to God.
And I was running around doing this, running around doing that. I could have just scooped those up and said, I didn't even have to do any work. I'm talking about without work, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the asking price.
Yeah. And so like I hear that conversation about gentrification all the time, right? Guys, we're not gonna be able to stop gentrification. Right? Is it hurtful? Is it an issue? Absolutely. 110%. But we're not gonna stop it. See, progress is gonna happen with or without us. We gotta get so intentional about being involved. Wholesaling, the art of wholesaling is creating opportunity in the middle. I look at gentrification the exact same way. Okay, it's happening. These things are getting ready to happen. All right, let me go get in the middle. Let me go buy some property in the middle. Let me go put some property under option in the middle. Let me go sell some deals in the middle. Let me build some houses in the middle. We got to get intentional about inserting ourselves into things and actually doing the work and getting it done. Another issue I see is so many people, it's that FOMO, right? Like fear of missing out. Oh, Nas is doing such and such. Oh, Max is doing such and such. We're friends. Like we talk all the time, right? But I'm not basing what I'm doing off of, okay, Max gonna do this, let me go do that. Nas did this, let me go do this. Like Max touched on earlier, some of y'all see somebody say probate in a comment on Facebook, you stop everything you're doing and start going and chasing probate.
Everything you're doing.
Yeah, I swear to God, man. Yeah, because yeah. Let's go to this question. My man T, you got a good question here. I'm 26 years old, corporate lawyer in New York City. Salary around 450,000, but you work 100 to 130 hours a week. I've done research, watch all your bids, but want to allocate work most profitably. Smartest way to get in with capital. Partners, start a fund. It depends on your. Okay, I'm gonna go first.
Go.
It depends on your strategy, right? Starting a fund for what? You don't need to start a fund for wholesale. Yes, you're blessed. You're in a great situation. So you have to ask yourself: do you want to focus on buying homes? Do you want to do fix and flips, or do you want the wholesale? You have to focus on one of those strategies, and focus is really important. Important at this point because you're new. Don't try to chase two rabbits because you're gonna catch none. So you don't need a fund if you're not going to be fixing, flipping, or holding. So you don't need a fund. So yes, you have capital. You have to decide what you want to do. The question is not really clear. So I'm gonna pass this one on to my man CJ.
My immediate thought on seeing this question is you absolutely do not need to start a fund. All right. What if this is me? Like if this was me at 26, you're in New York City, you're making 450,000 a year. Now you're working way too much, but that's all right. You're making really good money. If I'm trying to leverage that and turn it into wealth, turn it into opportunity, I'm immediately implementing the BRRRR strategy as quickly as possible. And that is what's going to help you get to exactly where it is that you're trying to go. See, you probably heard somebody talk about starting a fund, so then you said, hey, I want to start a fund. Or does it make sense to start a fund? Now, you got opportunity in front of you. You got opportunity in your pockets right now. See, when Max started, when Nas started, we didn't have that type of salary. So you got to go into wholesaling because you got to hustle that capital up, right? We didn't have good credit and stuff. You got to hustle all that together. You making that kind of money, I would find a good market that you're familiar with, and it may not be New York City, but I would find a good market. What'd you say, Matt?
I'm not investing in New York City. Your money don't. That's apartment over there, bro.
Yeah. You gotta go south. You gotta fly.
You can't even buy a condo in Manhattan with that.
Yeah, you gotta fly south. But I would put that to work somewhere where you can stretch that dollar a little bit. I would implement the BRRRR strategy personally. You can use the refinance opportunity to get yourself a little bit of cash as far as a return, and then you can also build some generational wealth by creating some rental opportunities. Right. That's how I would personally do that. I don't know what you would. What about you, Max?
It's one of the questions I ask myself now. Like, if I started now, if the money I had now, a couple $1 million or whatever, active income, whatever it is, if I had that right now and I wanted to learn real estate investing, what would I do? And that's a question that the answer kind of changes for me quite a bit. But one of the things that kind of maintains in that is that I would always try to learn wholesaling. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because in order for me to implement the BRRRR strategy, I got to find a deeply discounted property.
Facts.
Right. In order for me to invest into an apartment building, I got to make sure I know what a deal is on an apartment building. What's the cap rate? What's all this stuff? So being able to analyze and find deals and source them yourself is a powerful thing. And the crazy thing is, if you find a deal and you source and you don't like it, you can make money on it just by knowing how to do it.
I agree.
So I think for me, no matter where I get in this business and no matter where we try to level up in, right? Because all of us here in this chat are in a developer's mastermind, right? Yeah. And what's one of the things we learned about development? What's the key to being a developer?
You gotta have a deal, man.
You gotta find a damn deal.
You gotta have a deal.
So you gotta find the right piece of land at the right price. You gotta find the right apartment complex. You gotta do this, whatever it is. You gotta find the right deal. And if you always dependent on somebody else to go out and find it, then you're not gonna make it. So no, I wouldn't create a fund. 2, I would, since you have the money, I would spend some money on some decent education that you get you the principles of the foundation of what wholesaling is, which quickly transition into wealth building principles. And simply what I mean by that is learn the BRRRR strategy, learn how to hedge the bank with the money you make, right? Learn how to invest in another market outside of New York. Trust me, New York is not the end all be all. I don't understand why y'all stay there all your life. Go south, go get you a mansion for $500,000. I got, you know what I'm saying? Do something different. I'm over here buying investment properties. I just bought one. I bought one. What's the latest one I bought? $22,000, $650 a month in rent. $38,000, $850 a month in rent. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like you can't get that up there. I'm buying sub 2 deals with 5,000 in. You know, making cash flow of 400 a month with 60,000 in equity. Like you can't do that up north. So one, let me rephrase my steps. One, I'm going to learn how to find a deal, and that's the art of wholesaling. How to identify a deal in whatever market you're in, whatever market you're interested in. Two, I would quickly transition, since you have capital, into some wealth building strategies of real estate investing that allows you to leverage your active income that you have to make passive income. And once you're able to get that stuff in, then you're going to level up with other people that you're going to meet, and you can easily transition into multifamily or commercial type development in the South. Don't even think about New York. In the South. Because I can tell you right now, with your yearly salary of $450, I can get you an apartment complex down here with 12 units.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah, easy.
But
yeah,
you
I think
he has to decide what he has to do ultimately.
It's a wide open question.
Yeah. Hey, yo,
we had a question earlier that we missed.
Yeah, it's right here. I'm looking at it. I think you guys accidentally skipped answering my question. What is your best advice to convert a pre-foreclosure seller? I heard they're difficult. Either cold call or door knock. They're not answering. They're avoiding.
But Nas, I think the real question is that they get somebody on the phone, and this person hands up to be somebody that's in foreclosure, and then they start thinking, well, wait, this deal's different. It's a pre-foreclosure deal. What do I do? I gotta no.
Same thing.
Nothing changes. A pre-foreclosure list is nothing different than an absentee owner list. There's steps that have to be done, but guess who does them? The closing attorney or the title company. The processes that they have to take care to do the deal. A pre-foreclosure simply means that they're currently behind on their mortgage. The bank is taking the necessary action to start the foreclosure process, but they haven't foreclosed on it. So all they have is a negative balance that needs to be taken care of. It's that simple. I think when you understand what a pre-foreclosure is, then you just start to realize like, oh wait, this is nothing different.
Yeah, it's the same thing. My only thing with people with pre-foreclosures is please set the right expectations with sellers.
Yeah,
this is people's lives. These are people dealing with financial distress. People that are, possibly, are scheduled to lose a home. So if you're trying to like wholesale it and you like don't know that you can get a buyer or something like that, like please be transparent with people because that has like real impact on those people's lives. Those deals are great, phenomenally great for subject to. I agree with Nas, the cold calling and door knocking, and you interact with them like you would any other seller. You communicate with them, you work the script, you allow them to tell you what their pain or their motivation to sell is. They're going to let you know at some point the property's in foreclosure, and you work it like you would any other lead.
I got you, Gene. Is there any good book to read for us analytically inclined folks? I mean, as far as like, I'm assuming he's talking about what, like get off your ass books, that type of stuff like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
If it's a real estate book, what would you say?
Real estate books. I mean, let's say a good real estate book. I mean, believe it or not, Dean Grazioso's earlier books are pretty good. My book, Flip Houses Like Burgers, but if you want like details, I get very detailed in my book. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're asking.
Where can they get your book at?
Amazon.
What is it called?
Flip Houses Like Burgers.
Got it. Warren, what I would say is that don't let your analytical mind hold you back. What I find when I talk to like engineers and those type of people, they end up getting into what they call like analysis paralysis, where they holding on to figuring something out and like they want to get everything perfect. So I would try to avoid that mind thought. I know you are who you are, but just understand this is not difficult, and you don't have to build everything before you take your first step.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I see that with a lot of people. I call them the smart folks, man. Way smarter than me, but they get stuck in the process. My dad's an engineer, man. So I grew up with people like my dad has to understand every single thing about whatever it is that he's doing. Here's the whole thing. Real estate, you don't really got to do that, because the reality is you've got things like Max's group. I've got a group. Nas has a group. Like when we talk about that, there was not resources like this before. Like that's like in the literal sense, there just wasn't. Like if you wanted to know something, you had to pay really good money to get it. Right? You want to be in a mastermind, $20,000 a year. You want a course, $10,000. Yeah, and so like I think people need to understand that there is a huge opportunity with the type of information they're able to get. But don't allow not knowing something to cause you not to be able to do something. Take the action. Go again, fail forward. Go figure it out. Use resources, right? I've got an affordable coaching program. Nas has a phenomenally great book, right? Max has got an insanely resourceful Facebook group where you can get all sorts of every top player in the industry is in the Facebook group. So you got to utilize these resources, guys.
Facts. Look, guys, man, we're at an hour. We'll be back next week, or the week after. Sorry, I'll be on next week with some guests. Maybe these guys will pop in. Man, I appreciate y'all always coming on. Like I said, everybody that's out there watching right now, make sure you take advantage of just the resources that are available to you. Just understand that you can do this on your own. If you never met myself, CJ, or Nas, you can do this on your own. It's possible. You don't need nobody to give you a helping hand. There's enough resources out there for you guys to make it. But look, man, I appreciate you guys for sure for being out here, and enjoy the rest of y'all week. I'm enjoying Mexico while I'm here. I wish y'all could see the view. Can you point the camera at the view?
Yeah, I need to see that, man. Let me check this out.
Yo, that's ill, son.
That's the ocean right there.
Yeah, that's ill. I like it.
Nah, sound like you want to be there, man. Nah, you said that like you need to be there.
I do need to be there, bro. But
hey, whenever y'all not afraid to travel, come see me, bro. We can do this.
I'm afraid.
Whenever y'all take a trip, man. We're gonna take a trip. We're gonna get it in.
Yeah, come back next week. Y'all want to come next week?
No, after it's off COVID.
Yeah, we gotta let stuff kind of.
Yeah.
You wear a mask and you get on a plane and ain't nobody here. The beaches are empty.
I
haven't seen one American since I've been here.
I did hear that. I heard that. I never heard that. But yeah, I'm still gonna stay in place and respect the boundaries of the state because I don't want to get COVID.
Yeah, they laughing at us too, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna get out there soon, man. Somebody said that's a green screen. Yo, cut it out, bro.
He said that's a green. He said that's a green screen.
Nah, that was good, man. That was good.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, we out of here, man. Enjoy your vacation, man. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, man. Y'all be good. Stay safe.
All right, take care, bro.